Yo, 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 chat. Excuse me. Happy Sunday. Oh man. Sorry. It's gonna be a rough segment. I can't quit coughing. Oh God. Hope everybody's doing well. It's good to see you guys. No gaming content today, man. I'm just gonna do the news and try to rest up. I need to get over this thing, man. So, I've been resting as much as possible while still streaming, and it's not going very well. So it was a rough night. I didn't sleep very well last night either. So lots of coughing and tossing and turning and stuff. So just gonna do the news, and then we'll call it. All right, and we'll be back to Hogwarts Legacy tomorrow. Cool. Perfect. But I wanted to at least come hang out for a second, see if we could get some news in, say hey to everybody, and see how everybody's weekend is going. So that's what we're gonna do. On that note, it's good to see you guys, and let's go ahead and do what we do, man. We'll be putting off Hogwarts Legacy until tomorrow, but let's get into the news. Yeah, for today, February 12th. All right, let's get in it. This is what we're listening to this morning. If you're not familiar, we listen to it a lot. It's good stuff. I like it anyways. This is BPM. Yeah, this is Bullets Per Minute soundtrack, or OST. A nice rhythm-based first-person shooter roguelike game. Very, very cool art style in the game. It's a very fun game. Highly recommend if you're into that genre. And the OST's really, really good too. So check it out, alright? We'll kill the music on that note. Let's get in here. See what we got for the news. Yeah, a lot of people are enjoying Hogwarts Legacy. We saw reviews come out early that, especially on console, people were having a pretty good time with it. There's a lot of issues on PC, which is unfortunate. And on that note, I will say I think that the even more concerning part of the PC issues is that we are now 2 days past the base game release date and 5 days past the release date of the early access for the game, and there's still nothing on the front from Avalanche in regards to them, at least even telling everybody that they know that there are issues on PC and they're trying to fix them or anything. There's been nothing at all. At the very least, what you would like to see from a developer is for them to go, look, we know that there are a lot of people having issues on PC, and we're working to try to find a way to fix it and get some patches out. And, there's been nothing. I think that's my biggest issue with a developer in regards to this kind of issue is there are some people on PC that aren't having too many issues. There are some people that I'm talking with high range PCs. We're talking like running 4080s and stuff that can't even play the game. And then there are people, like myself that are running solid GPUs, solid PCs all the way around, 32 gigs of RAM and 3070s and deal with constant frame drop and stuttering and things like that. And there's just nothing on the front from Avalanche about it. And that feels bad. To not even have addressed the issue at all and say that, hey, we know something's wrong and we're trying to work on it. That's bad. That's bad. So, I'm glad that an amount of people are getting to enjoy the game without having issues, but there are a lot of people that are having issues too. And, that, in my opinion, does not make up for the content that people are getting to experience in the game. So, feels bad. Sorry, guys. Game Pass Insider leaks new RPG being added. Take a look at that. Steam users getting a limited time freebie. Let's see what we can get here. PS Store making a 90 rated PS4 game just $2.50. Starfield report leaks June release date. What? Yeah, that won't be any kind of real video game stuff, though. Yeah, stay away from that. Oh. Total War Warhammer 3 DLC planned for an April release. Take a look at what's going to be in that. Apologize. Look, Nintendo is trying to go, everybody, don't be worried. We're not going to release all of our games at $70. Yeah, we know. You're going to release all of your high tier games at $70. And Nintendo hardly ever puts any of their games on sale. So, all of these games that are going to be $70 moving forward are going to continue to remain at $70 moving forward. So any top tier games coming out from Nintendo, we're talking about like Zelda games, big Mario games, probably a lot of like Kirby games, Splatoon, stuff like that. They're going to be $70. Okay, they're going to be $70. They're never going to go on sale, so they're going to remain at $70 for a year on end. When ultimately, with all the other monetization stuff that goes on, it doesn't seem needed, in my opinion. There's so much other monetization incorporations in the gaming industry nowadays, whether you talk about DLCs or, all the amiibo stuff that Nintendo wants you to buy to get in-game content. It's absolutely not a necessity that they raise prices on games to $70. They found other ways to get money out of people. And this is just another hurdle, man, for people to get into video gaming. Feels bad. Splinter Cell fans surprised by the return of a dead game. All right. Check our other search. Gamer. What's up, buddy? All right, man. Day off, man. Let's go. How was work yesterday, dude? I'm a mess. I'm a mess, dog. Sorry. Yeah, we already kind of knew about this. If you weren't aware, Tomb Raider was sold to Amazon by Embracer for double what Embracer paid for it just half a year ago. Embracer made out. They did really well on this. Embracer paid $300 million for the Tomb Raider. Deus Ex, and Thief IPs, along with getting all of Square Enix's North American development studios. And then they turned around and only sold the Tomb Raider IP to Amazon about 2 to 3 weeks ago for about $600 million. So all that stuff they got for $300 million off Square, they turned around and just sold the Tomb Raider IP alone for double what they bought everything for 6 months ago. It was a pretty nice business move. And so now Amazon is going to be releasing the new Tomb Raider game that's going to be coming out. What was the thing? Is it Crystal Dynamics? Are they the one that's actually developing the game? It might be. Amazon's publishing it. And Amazon's going to be making a movie and series to come to Prime. Yeah. Sorry. Yeah. For you, they are. For you, they are a waste of money. Yeah. I feel that. I mean, yeah. Yeah. I mean, what is it about him? Because look, I mean, here's what I'll tell you. I mean, you know, with respect to your angle on that, there are a lot of people that love the Souls games, right? There are a lot. I mean, there's a reason why From Software has become so popular, because there are a lot of people that love those games. I've had a good time playing those games too. I'm not as you know, love struck by them as so many other people are. I think they have their issues. There are a lot of people that are so blinded by their love for the Soulsborne games that they see nothing that From does, as like From can do nothing wrong for them, you know. But yeah, I mean, those games are not for everybody, dude. That's for sure, you know. So sorry that they're not fun for you, man. That sucks. Work was work. Bro, that's a perfect way to describe coworkers. Souls games are just way too easy. Yeah, dude. Yeah, yeah, yeah. I mean, you just need a more of a challenge, right? That's what it is. Yeah, bro. Yeah. You got me sick. No, you got me sick, dude. You got me sick. No. Uh-uh. You're always trying to like smooch on me and stuff. This is your fault, Doug. You've been up all night. So yeah, I didn't sleep well either, dude. That's why I'm not gaming today. I'm just doing the news. Yeah, chills, body aches. Yeah, I was up coughing all night long, dude, tossing and turning. I had weird dreams. I had dreams about Gordon Ramsay. I was like working in a kitchen, and Gordon Ramsay was there, and he was calling me a donkey. I'm not even joking, dude. I had a dream that I was like in a kitchen with Gordon Ramsay, and nothing I could do was right, dude. He was calling me all his classic names. It hurts to laugh, dude. It was so wild, bro. I kept having the like every time I wake up and go back to sleep, I kept having these dreams of working in a kitchen with Gordon Ramsay, and he was like tripping out on me, dog. It hurts to laugh, but yeah, I'm a hot mess right now too, brother. If you can't tell, yo, did you see what I put in Discord? Because I had finally passed out by the time you put that in Discord last night. Did you see what I put? Those dreams were crazy. Yeah, the gamers. So work was work. The people I work with are quite special and not in a good way. Yeah, Yeah, dude. I've been there, Doug. Yeah, I've been there. I understand that, man. I understand that sentiment very well. Very well. There are usually some people that are pretty cool, but not a whole lot of them, unfortunately. Yeah. Uh, pound of brewski. Wait. There's one they can do it. Whatever, bro. Pull up with those big 35 to 40-inch Prius tires on there, Doug. Yep. Just rooster telling snow everywhere, being an absolute Chadwick dude, just doing donuts, rooster telling with your arm out the window. You know what I mean? Slamming brewskis. Yeah. Got the roll cage on there last week. Yeah. Yeah, dude. Big flag hanging out the back with your icon on it that says Florida Man above it. Yeah, dude. Sorry. I'm dying, Doug. I'm dying. I can't. Quit making me laugh, dude. It's not, it hurts. I can't. It's making me cough too much. Stop it. Jesus. Oh, jeez. Yeah, we hit on that. Let's go. I figured you'd like my reply, anyways, though. We've already talked about this. Yeah, EA Motives. They're finished with. Obviously, they released Dead Space remake, right? And it went pretty well for them. So they're moving on to Iron Man. But I'm willing to bet that they're going to be coming out with Dead Space 2 remake before too long. That's my guess. They're focused on Iron Man now. We've talked about it, but Dead Space 2 will be coming. Dead Space 2 remake. I'm sorry you're sick, Wick. It sucks, dude. I feel it, dude. I'm so tired of being sick. I hate being sick, dude. It's driving me crazy, man. I actually had stuff that I was supposed to be doing this weekend, man, and I'm not gonna be able to do it now because I was supposed to be around other people, and I don't want to go like risk getting other people sick. Sucks. Excuse me. Oh, nice, dude. Metroid Remaster is getting really good ratings. Solid. That's great. Dude, so much gnarly stuff that can happen in online stuff for vulnerable people, dude. It's crazy. Take a look at Dark Souls 3 remastered in Unreal Engine 5. Okay, I'm down. Oh, dude, have you guys seen these? So Michael, there's a bunch of like clips of Michael Scott that's been like put into a bunch of scenes from oh Jesus, what is that game, dude? Mass Effect. Yeah, Mass Effect. And dude, they are hilarious. It's really good stuff. You should go check them out. I'm not gonna pull them up right now, but there's some really funny stuff out there. Somebody's done, man, where they put a whole bunch of Michael Scott clips from The Office into Mass Effect scenes and scenarios, and it's really good stuff. It's funny, man. RE4 remake divides fans over DLC discovery. Oh man. Well, there you go, Wick. Facebook parent Meta plans more layoffs. What now, buddy? Your favorite company, dude. Risen from greatness. Reasons why Nintendo sucks now. I'm actually going to read this. Nice. Let's stick with these articles. Total War Warhammer 3 DLC planned for April release. Last year, Total War Warhammer 3 received 2 DLC add-ons. The beta of Immortal Empires was a free expansion of expansive size, while Champions of Chaos was a paid expansion with 4 legendary lords leading Warriors of Chaos factions and a snappier campaign. Fans have been rapidly waiting news of more, especially after data miners found voice files suggesting Chaos Dwarfs were on the way. In a message video posted to the Total War Twitter feed, game director Rich Aldridge gave an update on what's planned for 2023 and why it's taken longer than planned. We knew we needed to get Immortal Empires to you in the best possible state, Aldridge said. And that's where we focused all of our efforts last year, making sure that we got a great foundation going forward through Immortal Empires. Sorry, guys. But also in patching Warhammer 3 itself and getting it to the state we need it to be to add new content and experiences later this year and beyond. Though Aldridge didn't clarify what those new content and experiences will be, he did confirm when the first one is scheduled to release. We'll be able to share that with you come April, he said, describing it as a passion project that the team wanted to get just right before putting it out. As for the rest of 2023, we aim to deliver 2 more exciting experiences later this year. So one in the summer and one in the winter. That is, however, not a concrete plan, and work will continue on patches throughout the year. A lot of steps are needed in creating a DLC, Aldridge said, and I'm sure you're aware of that, starting with the creative spark development, but much goes on behind the scenes. Everything that we need to get looking and feeling just right before we can showcase and release it to you all. Players have been vocal about the absence of news from Creative Assembly regarding its DLC plans for Total War Warhammer 3, and Aldridge addressed that. We want to be as concrete as possible, but in doing so, he said, we need to be in that position before we can communicate it to you. We don't want to disappoint. We want to excite. We're passionate about what we make, and we want to make great content for you to enjoy for years to come. We're moving as quickly as we can on this, so please do bear with us, even if it doesn't always look that way at times. I'd really appreciate that. The tone of commentary from fans on Reddit and other places regarding Total War Warhammer 3 and the lack of DLC news has become pretty hostile. While this will go a long way to mollifying that, it would also be nice if fandom cooled its jets one time instead of hassling community managers just because players demand to be updated every second of the day rather than just having a little patience. Anyway, while Chaos Dwarfs seem likely for one of these 3 add-ons, the other 2 are an open question. Lord Pack's adding new leaders for Cathay, Kislev, and Daemons of Chaos. Revamps of existing factions from the first games, maybe updating the vampire accounts to add Neferata and Nagash as legendary lords. New mercenaries based on the tabletop Dogs of War army. Whatever they turn out to be, we can probably forget about End, Nippon, and Koresh. Yo, CM Headhunter, what up, my friend? Kayla, how are you? What's going on, guys? Happy Sunday, happy Sunday, happy Sunday. How are you guys? Sorry, I'm really, really not feeling great this morning. We're just going to do the news. No gaming content today. I'm going to try to rest up. This sickness has really got me beat up, but I'm going to try to get the news in here for everybody. So at least there's a little bit of content, just no gaming content today. I'm sorry, man. It was a rough night. Stomach's iffy, dude. Wick got me sick. Yo. Yeah. Yeah. I had a rough night sleeping, dude. I was coughing all night long and couldn't couldn't stay asleep, man. It's tossing turn. I'm gonna try to rest up today. So Splinter Cell fans surprised by return of dead game. Ubisoft said last year to be shutting down online services for Splinter Cell Blacklist, among a number of other games. Sorry you're not feeling well, Kayla. So when the multiplayer element of the Splinter Cell game was depreciated in October of 2022, many players were confident that it would be their last time playing the game online. However, Splinter Cell fans got quite the surprise in recent weeks. The game's multiplayer servers have sprung back to life for some reason, with players now able to play against one another online, though there's no telling how long that'll actually last. The game's online features for the Wii U were shut down long ago, but the Xbox 360, PS3, and PC versions of the game still supported online play up until last October. But earlier, in January, players within the Splinter Cell subreddit reported that the Xbox servers for the game had been restored for whatever reason. Many thought this to be a fluke, but within the past couple of days, people said once more that Xbox servers were indeed back up and running. Another post confirmed that the PC servers were back too. Right now, players are a bit confused as to why or how this sort of thing has happened. Hard to blame them. One might wonder why someone was even trying to check the online servers of a game that was said to be shut down, but the game is indeed online according to these anecdotes. One might also speculate the game coming back online was an error, but it's hard to imagine how a game could accidentally regain multiplayer servers. Ubisoft has been wishy-washy about some dated online services in the past, however, so maybe someone had a change of heart. The shutdown of these games' online capabilities, for example, was previously scheduled to happen in mid-2022, but Ubisoft delayed that decommissioning to later in the year to give people one more shot at getting whatever they wanted out of these games. It's also totally reversed course on Anno 2070 and said instead of the game becoming 100% unplayable as intended, a version would be released that people could still play anyways. Who knows what's up with Ubi, dude? Ubi's kind of a mess right now. Yeah. Yeah, thanks, Kayla. Yeah. Splinter Cell Blacklist is the most recent game in the Splinter Cell series, released back in 2013, so should tell you something about how badly people want a new Splinter Cell game and why many were annoyed to hear about this game's multiplayer services winding down. There's a remake of the original Splinter Cell in the works, however, so fans at least have that to look forward to. Yeah, that's kind of wild. I don't know. It's hard to tell what's up with Ubi right now, man. For reals. Kind of a trip, but I don't know. Splinter Cell Blacklist. Apparently, you can get some multiplayer in right now. That's kind of nuts. Check this out, dude. We saw just recently. We watched the Nintendo Direct about I don't know, little over half a week ago, wasn't it? Or about half a week ago. The Nintendo Direct happened. We watched it together, and the Metroid Prime was a big deal, man. That was a big deal. The Game Boy games coming to Switch Online, and of course Tears of the Kingdom. Right? There was a lot of other stuff they showed, but those were some of the biggest highlights for me, anyways, when we watched it. And looks like Prime Remastered, man's doing well. The year 2023 seems to be dominated by the Japanese juggernaut Nintendo. First, the company made the gaming community hyped to an unfathomable level with their tease of the upcoming Tears of the Kingdom. Then they blessed with a fantastic remaster of the classic Metroid Prime. Metroid series is deemed to be one of the pillar IPs of Nintendo. Besides Mario, Zelda, and Pokemon, Metroid is the gaming series that has been the face of the company for decades. The series is so influential that it is regarded as the inspiration for one of the most popular and significant genres of gaming, Metroidvania. Absolutely. And with the latest remaster of the classic title from GameCube, Nintendo has given a much-deserved tribute to the legendary franchise. The reception of the game shows how much thought and effort was put into it. The remastered Switch version of the beloved GameCube game was released on February 8th. And Metroid is a sci-fi horror platformer, but Prime Series has reimagined the franchise as an FPS shooter. Excuse me, guys. I'm sorry. Inspired by Doom and Halo, Prime Series for the GameCube is still regarded as some of the best entries in the franchise, which is why the weight of expectations was very high for the remaster. The game didn't disappoint at all, as only after a few days it is being deemed as one of the best games to come out this year. On the reputable site Metacritic, the game currently holds a score of 95, man. That's insane, which is considered an almost perfect score. Critics such as Nintendo Life said, Metroid Prime Remastered, the seemingly impossible has been achieved. A masterpiece has been made even better. Gaming Bible talked about the game saying, one of the few truly perfect video games. Nice, man. The graphical upgrades are truly astonishing compared to the original. With Metroid Prime Remastered, the developers has successfully fleshed out the essence of the original and magnified it tenfold. The original game wanted the players to feel isolated in a dangerous world and adapt themselves to survive the horrors. The remaster does exactly the same, but much better. The improved visuals bring a new layer of dread into the hearts of the players. Other than the visual quality of the character models in the world, the remaster also offers improved audio and lighting. Also, with these, it also provides dual analog stick support for the first time. In the content section, it offers a casual difficulty option along with a soundtrack and 3D character gallery. That's awesome, man. That's great. I was pretty psyched about this, and we might end up having to stream this. I'm gonna actually add this to the schedule as a potential game to play. Let's go. Let's get it in there. Heck yeah. Let's go. Sick. Yeah, I was pretty hyped whenever I saw this. This was one of this and the Game Boy stuff were really up there for me for the Nintendo Direct, and seeing the reviews and everything now, man, I'm like, dude, this is probably going to be a pretty solid game for us to play at some point. Stream it. That'd be a lot of fun because I never played the original, and I always wanted to. So that was like at a point like when the GameCube hit is where I really started falling out of my Nintendo stuff. Just saying, guys, I gotta blow my nose real quick, dude. Kayla, I'm so sorry. That's what, man. I'm going back to bed after the news. Just saying, guys. One second. Sorry, nose was getting nasty on me. Um, Dark Side of Gaming. Check this out. Take a look at Dark Souls 3 remastered in Unreal Engine 5. We've seen a lot of games, even games that aren't really games, but like iconic gaming IPs and stuff. We've even seen like Legend of Zelda be put into like what somebody has done with what Legend of Zelda could look like in Unreal Engine 5, stuff like that. But we've seen things also like the old school bully game be made into Unreal Engine 5. Thanks, Kayla. I know. I always will though. That's just how I am. Like, I'm such a hot mess, dude. I'm such a hot mess. I just feel bad. I just wanted to at least get a little bit of content in today, and I feel bad whenever I'm coughing in you guys' ears and everything. YouTubers Jonks or has shared a cool video showcasing Dark Souls 3 remastered in Epic's Unreal Engine 5. The video will give you a glimpse of what we'd be getting if From Software and Bandai remastered this Dark Souls game. Jonksor has basically ported 3 maps from the original game to UE5. In this video, we see Cemetery of Ash, Ludix Gundir's Arena, and Firelink Shrine. Furthermore, it appears that Jonksor has used Lumen as the lighting looks way better and more advanced than in the original game. The reason I use the term remaster is because this is the most likely what we'd get. This feels like a remaster and not like a remake. Yeah, so for a quick buck, Bandai would throw some lighting and texture improvements, some quality of life improvements, and call it a day. This is a really cool video, so be sure to watch it. Let's see this. That looks pretty incredible. It's only about 3 minutes long, so we'll just watch it. Now, I haven't played Dark Souls 2 or 3.
Disappointed!
What's up, Ghost? Or Bloodborne, for that matter. How are you, buddy? What's new, my dude? I look solid, dude. Look at that water. Dude, water. Yeah, that's one, man. There's so much stuff in UE5 that is just incredible looking, you know? Sorry, guys. Nothing much. Good, though? Good, man. I'm glad. Just checking out if you just came in or whatever. What do you mean? Consecutive to others. Well, I mean, all it is somebody just ported Dark Souls 3 into Unreal Engine 5 to show what, like a remaster of. All right, Caleb. Sorry. To show what it would look like in Unreal Engine 5, you know. But if you mean like gameplay wise, like it, if that's what you're talking about for Dark Souls 3, is that what you mean? Have you played through all the Dark Souls games, Ghost? Is that what you're talking about? Like kind of repetitive? Yeah.
Alright, that one was on me.
Yeah, absolutely, Kayla. We just always blame Wick, dude. That's pretty cool. Oh, really? Yeah. I mean, I think to an extent, like a lot of people don't necessarily need new out of those games. Now, Elden Ring obviously was a different experience, I think. I've only played Dark Souls 1 all the way through, and we streamed that. That was very early in the channel going live. And that's on the YouTube channel, actually. You can go watch all that. And then I played Elden Ring on release, right? Okay, Kayla. Yeah, thanks. Yeah, I probably not. Probably not. Yeah, I'm just gonna finish this news up, and then I'm gonna be done for the day. So, sorry, but thanks for being here, Kayla. Yeah, I hope you start feeling better too. Um, so obviously, Elden Ring was. I mean, that's what. I mean, aside from it being open world, you know, it's still Soulsborne, right? It's still Soulsborne stuff. They're just dark worlds. They've got it's the you know ARPG kind of what they're always known for. So if if you're getting bored with those games, then you know I don't know. There are a lot of people that just it's like they can't get enough of it, man. They can't get enough. I think that like the games are cool, but I've never been drawn into them like some other people get drawn into them. And that's like Elden Ring. There were so many people when Elden Ring came out that were like, "This is the best game that's ever been made, and nothing will ever be able to beat this." And I'm like, man, there's stuff wrong with it. You know, they reused a lot of bosses in the game. There was a lot of great content in the game. The PC port was not good. You know, the PC port was not fantastic. It felt. I'll tell you what. It actually is very reminiscent. I'm getting like PTSD right now Playing Hogwarts Legacy, I'm seeing a lot of the same kinds of issues technically, optimization wise in this that I saw in Elden Ring. But Elden Ring obviously opened up the game to be more open world. You had a mount, so there was new in there. It was different, and I think that was good for a lot of the Soulsborne people. But there's things that like they didn't do well for the game. One of the things that drives me crazy about the Soulsborne games is they've been using the same targeting system in those games since like Demon Souls. They've been using the same targeting system in those games since Demon Souls. They have not fixed it. They've not made it any better. It's archaic. You lose targeting all the time, or you'll end up targeting some enemy that's like way, way in the back as opposed to something that's in front of you. You'll lose. Your targeting breaks all the time. Like you'll be fighting a boss that like jumps around, and boom, targeting just breaks off of it. And it's like trying to mash to get targeting back onto it's insane. And it's like, how can you say that this is a 10 out of 10 game whenever they're still using an archaic targeting system that they just don't want to fix and don't want to upgrade to be modern? There's stuff like that I find from software to be lacking in. But I mean, there's a reason why so many people like their game. They don't handhold. They're very tough. And there's that kind of stuff that I really like about those games. So I absolutely understand how some people are getting disenchanted with some of their titles being the same thing over and over. But I'm really excited for Armored Core. I love mech games. I'm glad they're doing Armored Core 6. I'm really excited. I think it's going to be very Souls-like mech game, So we'll see. But I hope. Yeah, I'm really scared about playing it on release on PC because From Software is not very good at PC releases. They focus on console release. They don't care that much about making sure their game feels good on PC when they release. They've been like that for a long time. Resident Evil. There's also one of the things that also drove me mad. Let me touch on this. One of the things that also drove me mad about Elden Ring was like they wanted you to focus on stealth in that game. They wanted you to focus on stealth, but there was so much stuff you couldn't do while you were in stealth. You couldn't interact with hardly anything, and it was really molding. It's like why can't you interact if they want you to be in stealth mode like all the time and be trying to utilize stealth and to a great extent, but it was like you couldn't interact with anything while you're in stealth mode. It was like, dude, that's such a huge oversight in the development of that game. It's like you couldn't interact with chests, you couldn't interact with ladders, you couldn't do anything. I think the only thing you could really interact with were the they're not bonfires, what were they called them, like point of grace or whatever. It was crazy, dude. Yeah. So I don't know. There were things but I'm very critical. I take a really, really critical look at games whenever I play games, and I think that I'm very critical as opposed to a lot of other people that are a bit blinded by their love for a developer. So there's two sides to it. I'm real critical, and then there are other people that are just, they see a developer as like a developer that can do no bad, The PvP in Elden Ring, dude, I didn't even get into it. I played through Elden Ring, and I didn't even see. Whenever I played Elden Ring, dude, I turned all online stuff off. I played through the game. I didn't utilize any help from multiplayer, like calling in assistance or anything like that. I played through the entire game solo. And I beat the game, and I was like, I am so done playing this game because it felt like crap on PC, dude. I hated it. It felt terrible. I frame dropped the entire time. It was not optimized for PC. It was quite obvious. It was very, very obvious that they built that game for console, and then before the release, they ported it over to PC, and it didn't feel good. And so I played through the entire game. There was some really good content in the game, but by the time I was finished with the game, I was so done, I didn't care to play it anymore. And I just was like, I'm over this. I'm done. I'm out of here. And I didn't. So the entire time I played it, I turned all online stuff off. So I didn't I didn't mess with PvP. I didn't have any kind of like calling in assistance for any of the game. I did everything solo. And then by the time I was done, I was done. I didn't want to jack with anything else in the game. I was just like, I'm out of here, dude. We're playing something else. Resident Evil, and that's one of the things a lot of people love about the Soulsborne games, though. They love the PvP stuff, and I'll give them that, dude. They do a great job with the wide variety of how you can build characters in the game, and then utilize those builds in facing off in PvP and stuff. They've always done a great job of that in those games too. So I think that's fantastic. But I will say it feels really bad for anybody on PC that owns the Prepare to Die edition, because there's no more online for Prepare to Die edition at all. If you didn't know that, for Dark Souls 1. Resident Evil 4 Remake divides fans over DLC discovery. Resident Evil 4's remake is approaching next month, and while we knew it would be getting DLC via the deluxe edition, players aren't so sure about one aspect of that DLC that recently came to light. Seems the deluxe edition's included treasure map expansion will make it so that more treasures appear around the map for players to collect. Treasures that can then be sold to the iconic mysterious merchant in exchange for funds for ammo, weapons, and more resources. The discovery was shared on Reset Era by a user who found out more about the treasure map expansion after finding a description in the Xbox Marketplace. Quote, discover the hidden treasure that await. With this map, additional treasures will be placed throughout the game. The description of the add-on said, some of these treasures can be obtained by this method. So with this DLC, you'll get extra treasures in the game because you're more real-world, you're paying more real-world money for this kind of perk. RE4 is a single-player game with no one player's experience having any impact on someone else's, so who cares if someone has extra treasures or not? Some players don't think it's a big deal. This is how DLC works. After all, you pay more, you get more. But in the case of RE4, hunting for spinels and other treasures is arguably more entertaining than the loot you get for trading them to the merchant. So locking these extras away behind a higher price tag is naturally going to upset some. While the original RE4 has no shortage of money and treasures for players to find, some have wondered what the economy in the new game will be like thanks to things like breakable knives. Will players actually need this extra money to get through more cost-heavy parts of the game? Gross, dude. Excuse me. Another concern, Kayla's not here anymore. I can keep apologizing. Another concern expressed by someone in the Reset Era forums and elsewhere in the precedent, the sets for the remake. The original game had things like costumes for characters, unlockable by meeting set conditions, as well as bonus game modes, such as separate ways and mercenaries. The latter two experiences haven't yet been confirmed to be in or out of the remake. So some are worried that the DLC locked treasure is indicative of a more piecemeal approach to RE4 content where things are sold separately instead of being in-game unlockables. I would tell you, just off of what I'm reading right now, prepare for not being able to unlock most of this stuff in-game. Or even if you can, it's going to be very, very hard to grind. They're going to want you to pay up front for it. They're going to want you to pay real money for this stuff, as opposed to the way you were originally able to get it in the original title. For now, it doesn't seem like there's much use in worrying about the DLC map. Treasure maps can be bought from the merchant anyway to reveal treasures around the map. This one just does that up front via the deluxe edition. That's pretty standard practice nowadays, even if it's something not everyone's in favor of. And there's no reason for now to take this as an indicator for how the rest of the game's extra content will be handled. Gotta love it, dude. Here you go. Here's a nice little article for us. From anti-consumerism to hating their own fans, here are the reasons why Nintendo sucks now. You know, I like this. Nintendo's one of the biggest names in the gaming industry, dating back to 89. 1889? 1889, they released their first product? Playing cards? For real? Dog, is that for real? Yeah, I mean, it says it down here too. Started out in 1889 as a small company making handmade playing cards. 90 years later, they went on a larger scale and introduced a new subsidiary called Nintendo for America. Dog, that's insane. I didn't know that. That's crazy. I thought this was a misprint at first. That's nuts. They've been making games for a long time. Jesus, dude. Yeah, that's crazy. While everyone loves the family-friendly games produced Nintendo, okay, dude. While everyone loves the family-friendly games produced Nintendo produces, how are there so many articles we come across, dude, in the news every single day that are just so jacked? It's like there's no editors that work in any of these flipping news outlets, dude. It's like, does nobody proofread these things? There's another side of the company not known to the general public. Nintendo is famous for releasing their games only on their own consoles, such as the Nintendo Switch, but the company extends its authority much further than that. From shutting down fan tournaments to this is a big deal over the past year, shutting down fan tournaments, right? Because Nintendo never wanted to have anything to do with the competitive side of things until it was like, oh, wait, money's being made, and that's our money. Shut it down! To making older game versions obsolete. Yep, Nintendo has rubbed many users the wrong way. We'll be explaining all this in more in detail so you know exactly what you're getting into when you buy a Nintendo game or console. Stick around to find out the whole story. Rise in popularity, we know. Is Nintendo still great today? After all these years, the thrill people experience while playing Nintendo games has not died down. For some reasons, people, especially the older generation, prefer this company to others due to their family-friendly and child-friendly game content. Yeah, they're like the Disney of the major consoles, right? They've really got this like niche, demographic that they appeal to because they've got a more of a fun, lighthearted vibe to a lot of their content, right? Nintendo regularly introduces new games to the market, but rarely do they have scenes that are not suitable for children. Outside of like games getting ported over, like The Witcher 3 has been ported over to Switch, right? Things like that will happen, but Nintendo's own proprietary games for their consoles, yeah. This reassures parents that the chances of buying a game their child should not be playing is very slim. Another factor contributing to Nintendo's ongoing success is the ability to play anywhere on any device. While you cannot take your entire PC or PlayStation console around, agree to disagree. Nowadays, you can take your PC on the go, right? Steam Deck. Yeah. Yeah. So, while obviously the Switch has been around for over 6 years now, and the Steam Deck has been around for about a year now, it had about a 5-year jump. You can, in fact, take your PC gaming on the go nowadays, and on a very good device too, in the Steam Deck. So, I would maybe take a look at this statement here. Who's this author, by the way? Huzaifa Haroon. I think you're a little bit off right here on this statement, my friend. If you're at home and want the big screen experience, you can always connect to a monitor or TV to enhance your gaming experience. Just some of the reasons Nintendo still has some of the highest sales in games today, but not all of them. If you ever browse through the Nintendo library, you'll see every type of game, meaning the majority of the player base is bound to find one they like. On top of that, their exclusivity plays a major role in their success. You won't find any Nintendo games on other consoles officially, but that is where a lot of people became cross with the gaming giants. So let's find out what people don't like about the company that makes some of the most casual and interactive games out there. Reasons why people dislike Nintendo. Game product reviews. Most companies would love for YouTubers or Twitch streamers to review their products without any incentive. Not Nintendo, though. YouTubers often complain of Nintendo's extremely strict policies about making content using their products. This is because Nintendo does not allow any content creator to use the product that comes under Nintendo's copyright laws in their video or stream. If they find out a content creator has done this, they go as far as to hire lawyers and sue the creator after warning them to take the content down and not repeat it again. While people understand that a company that owns the original content has every right to stop it from being replicated or used elsewhere, Nintendo has definitely left the world baffled with its strictness regarding copyright laws. Fan mods is another topic of debate amongst the Nintendo gaming community. Everyone knows that Nintendo's games are extremely enjoyable for people of all ages. While no one disputes that many avid gamers realize that games can be upgraded a bit by introducing different types of mods, they can be seen in games such as Minecraft and Stardew Valley. However, Nintendo does not allow this on any game that is owned by them, such as Super Smash Bros. Or The Legend of Zelda. Mods might be considered as slight adjustments and improvements to the game, but it's still a gray area considering that nothing is officiated by the company itself. This becomes a problem, though, because at times mods are quality of life changes that players need to fully enjoy the game, absolutely. An example of Nintendo's Pokemon Scarlet and Violet can be taken. The games are fun to play in essence, but due to low frame rates and technical glitches, the user experience is hindered. Even though fans can develop mods to fix these critical issues quite easily, the debate of whether making these mods public is a good idea is ongoing. Organized events. Yeah. Once every game hits a certain threshold and has an established player base, many users try to organize local or even national level tournaments in order to see more player engagement. These tournaments are done with or without the official consent of the company, but mostly companies will partner up with a host to give players more incentive. Nintendo has a different stance. Except for events organized by Nintendo themselves, they do not allow anyone else to host tournaments using their copyrighted products. This is something that has come about very recently, though. Scale or type of tournament does not matter. They will issue a cease and desist letter to anyone trying to host an event of this type. This was seen very recently when organizers of the Smash World Tour, which has been going on for a long time now, announced they would have to cancel both the upcoming tournament and the 2023 Smash World Tour due to Nintendo demanding they shut it down. This is what I'm talking about. Nintendo never had to have anything to do with this, Smash being a competitive scene, right? To have tournaments around it and things like that. Not only that, but Nintendo pulled Smash out of, I keep wanting to say E3. It's not E3. It's Evo as well. Simply because Evo got bought out by Sony and PlayStation. And Smash has been played at that tournament for years. And rather than Nintendo take a look at it as going, look, we've got a lot of fans that play this game every year at this tournament, and let's have a focus on the fan base and not just, basically what they did is they pulled it out of the tournament, said nobody could play it there because Sony owned it. And obviously Sony's one of their competitors and everything. But they tried to make it like a slap in the face to Sony. Really what it came off as was a slap in the face to their customers and the fans of the Smash game. And this was just another iteration of the same thing happening. This third-party event was reportedly one of the largest fight competition scenes in the esports industry. Claimed to have around 6,400 live events worldwide in 2022 with over 325,000 in-person entries. After many back-and-forth statements from both parties, the SWT team and Nintendo, it was decided that neither event would be able to take place. This news was made even worse by the announcement of Nintendo's own Panda Cup, in which they had partnered with esports brand Panda. This was a direct statement to everyone that Nintendo would only allow tournaments officiated and hosted by them to proceed. Yes. So basically, what this came down to was Nintendo never wanted anything to do with these organized tournaments and everything. They just said, no, this is nothing we want to have. That we never meant for this game to be competitive. We want nothing to do with it. So Smash World Tour basically started with a few people that were like, fine, we're going to lift this up. We're going to start creating something for the competitive scene for all the people that want to be a part of it. And it got big. Well, it got big. And then Nintendo went, oh, wait, there's money to be made here. And then they stepped in. And they went, thanks for doing all the hard work, Smash World Tour. We'll take it from here. Thanks for doing all the hard work. All right. Now we want it. Okay, now we want it. So get wrecked. Made them shut everything down. And it was terrible. Not only that, but there was a bunch of really, really terrible stuff that was going on between like the CEO and Panda, and a bunch of like misinformation that was being pandered around. There's a bunch of bad stuff going on here. But fan art and merchandise. Nintendo prides itself on being child friendly and has won the hearts of the younger generation all over the world. This is a sad depiction of the company themselves, though, as they do not allow anyone to sell any fan art or merchandise without the entirety of profits going back to the company. Since Nintendo is a Japanese-based gaming company, many argue the chances of them getting more exposure through fan art would be very high, but regardless of this, Nintendo chooses not to extend legal rights to any third-party dealer of merchandise and is quick to send cease and desist letters to anyone found doing so. Limited edition video games. This is a sour spot for almost every video game fanatic out there. Many of Nintendo's video games are released as limited edition, meaning once we are past the period of time, Nintendo stops manufacturing and releasing more copies of that game. Really, Ghost? There are a lot of companies, dude, that are very, very old. Yeah. This was seen very clearly in the case of Super Mario 3D All-Stars, a game Nintendo warned users would not be on the Switch eShop after 6 months of the announcement. While many hoped this would not be the case, Nintendo would make an exception for this game, they followed through on their announcement and removed Super Mario 3D All-Stars from the Switch eShop. Many customers complain of the company being anti-consumer due to these policies, and it is a major point of contention between consumers and Nintendo. Some might agree that keeping games as limited editions will increase their sales, but taking it off the shelves permanently might be a step too far. Pricing and lack of sales. Games are bought entirely for entertainment purposes. This means that many buyers wait years for a game to go on sale just so they can experience what it's all about. Nintendo fans might not feel the same way, though, as Nintendo rarely puts a game on sale. Dude, I tell people all the time, if you're really wanting to get a sale on a Nintendo game, you literally have to wait. There's like 1 or 2 times a year they might go on sale. Now, no one is suggesting that Nintendo puts all their games on sale, as that would obviously depreciate their value. Since these games are their intellectual property, they have a right to price it as they wish. But as a gaming company, many wonder if Nintendo hears or rewards their fans' loyalty at all. Customers often expect for major releases, especially such as Breath of the Wild, Super Mario Odyssey, Mario Kart games, things like that, to go on sale, considering they are very old games. In comparison, other games like God of War on PS4 that were released around the same date are significantly lower priced. God of War being only $20 at this point. But if you go try to buy like Mario Kart, Breath of the Wild, you're going to be $50 to $60 still right now. Even when Nintendo, and look, Mario Kart and Breath of the Wild were both games that came out on the Wii U. Right? Pretty sure both of those are titles that came out on the Wii U originally. They weren't even Switch titles to begin with. Yeah? So think about that. These weren't even originally Switch titles. These were titles that were released originally on the previous gen console, you know? And they're still selling at their like almost the same price point they were when they originally released. Even when Nintendo does put games on sale, it's a very selective collection. The prices might be slashed by 35% at most, with 50% being a rare occurrence. Yeah. Emulators. Yes. There's no doubt that with speed, consoles and games are getting updated, many older games get outdated really fast. They will cease to work on newer consoles and sometimes face so much lag on older consoles, it's just not worth playing. For this reason, many games are emulated on to newer consoles. Once again, Nintendo takes a very different stance, forbidding any game from being emulated, regardless of how expensive you bought it. This may be infuriating. This may infuriate some customers, as games they bought a few years ago can become discontinued and worthless at some point. On top of that, if you want to play the game again on a newer console, you must buy it again to see proper compatibility. This is what I have been talking about here recently. Okay? You want to talk about like the price point stuff and then the issue with emulation and backwards compatibility with Nintendo. This is a huge issue. Nintendo just recently came out and was like, yo, Tears of the Kingdom is going to be $70. And they're trying to like play it off like, oh, don't worry, not all our games are going to be $70. Yeah, but all of the tier 1 titles are going to be $70, okay? All their tier 1 titles moving forward are going to be $70. Nintendo never puts their games on sale, so you can expect to keep paying $70 for those titles, right? we're also hitting the end of the lifespan for the Switch. So you're going to go buy Tears of the Kingdom now, right? People want to play Tears of the Kingdom now. They're going to pay $70 for Tears of the Kingdom on the Switch. Then a new console is going to come out in about a year to a year and a half. It will not be backwards compatible. I am willing to bet you it will not be backwards compatible. So all the games that you have for your Switch now, you won't be able to play on that console either, if you, especially physical copies, right? So then they're going to want you to go pay another $70 if you want to play it on the new console as well, right? It's pretty trash, dude. This dissuades many users from buying Nintendo games knowing they will become obsolete in the future. On the other hand, many Nintendo fans may argue that it's completely fine as Nintendo owns the copyrights. Authors note, Nintendo may have a plethora of issues regarding legal policies and infringement laws, but there is no doubt that it is still going strong to this day. Yeah, most people do not care about replicating or adjusting the games. These points may really stick to those that do, especially content creators. However, Farrah, what's up, buddy? Whether or not you want to go ahead with Nintendo is a personal choice, as their exclusivity means there's nowhere else you'll be awarded the same experience. This is a good article. This is a very good article. This is a lot of stuff I've been harping on Nintendo about for a long time. And aside from this statement, I don't agree with this statement. You cannot, they said you cannot take your PC console around. Yes, you can. There is literally a great handheld console for PC in the Steam Deck. Okay. So outside of that statement, everything else in here is a very, very well written article. That's about the only thing that I disagree with in here. Yeah, the other main console players like PlayStation and Xbox, you don't really have a way to play a lot of their stuff on their own handheld device. Now, the Steam Deck, you can actually play like Game Pass and PS Plus and stuff on a Steam Deck. You can get it to work on a Steam Deck. So in regards to that, you can actually play PlayStation and Xbox games on a Steam Deck as well as PC games. So, but Nintendo does do a very good job in with their Switch as their console playing a dual role as primarily, right, a portable console and then a traditional console when it's docked up and everything too. That's about the only thing I would disagree with here is this statement. Everything else in this article was very, very well written. So, yeah, good job. I probably will butcher this, but Huziafa, Haroon, good article. Good article. Highly recommend, if you guys didn't catch all of that, to read this article about Nintendo. It's very good. I talk about a lot of this stuff a lot. Xbox Game Pass. How you doing, Ferret? What's up, buddy? Happy Sunday. Xbox Game Pass Insider leaks new RPG being added soon. According to a new rumor from a fairly well-known leaker, Xbox Game Pass is getting a new Atlas RPG soon, which perhaps isn't very surprising considering that Atlas has been bringing Persona to the subscription service recently. Unlike these games, the RPG in question was actually available on Xbox when it was released, even less surprising in this context. That said, if you haven't played Soul Hackers 2, you may want to hold off buying it if you're on PC or Xbox, as according to Ecstasis, it's coming to Game Pass. Yeah, it's a good article, dude. Good article. I had a few things that I feel like they missed on a little bit. Like, they didn't talk about Nintendo. They talked about Nintendo shutting down Smash World Tour. They didn't talk about Nintendo pulling Smash out of Evo. You know, there are things like that I feel like they missed on a little bit. But ultimately, they did a pretty good job of concisely summing up some of the worst parts about Nintendo. It was pretty good. Unfortunately, how soon we don't know. All the scoop notes is that it's coming to the subscription service, and it's implied it's coming soon. That's it. Developed by Atlas and published by Sega, Soul Hackers 2 debuted in 2022 on August 25th in Japan and August 26th in the US via the PC and both generations of PlayStation and Xbox consoles. Game is decent, but not great. Metacritic scores range from 70 to 77, so it'll be entertaining enough for most people. Excuse me. For those that don't know, it's the sequel to 1997's Devil Summoner Soul Hackers, the 5th installment in the Devil Summoner series. This is supposed to say Devil Summoner, not Devil Summer, I think. Actually, a part of the Megami Tensei franchise. This is what it is. We'll take a quick peek here. Glad you're doing well, buddy. Yeah.
おはよう、リンゴ。おはよう、フィグ。気分はどうですか？まるで世界は5分前に作られたって気分？デビルサマナー？
悪魔を召喚し
I'm a mess, dude.
俺のようなデビルサマナだ。
私たちは彼らの死を阻止すればいいというわけですね。世界の終わりを止めるために。
Excuse me.
世界に破滅をもたらす大いなる存在が降臨する。
ファントムソサエテ
ファントムには貸しがあるからな。少なくともそいつを取り立てるまでは力を貸すぜ。
ィ。復讐は必ず果たすわ。
せっかく殺したのだからちゃんと死んだままでいてもらわないと困る。
きっとまだ間に合う。
君たちは間に合わない。運命は耐えられない。
やめて言わないで。
Spicy, dude. That was almost a Fifth Element outfit right there. Did you see that?
相手は最強のサマナーだ。
Barry knows what I'm talking about.
怪しいな。
怪しくありません。
Yeah. See, I'm fine with turn-based stuff. That's because I grew up playing turn-based stuff, you know? I know, it's like, RPGs have really, taken a hard evolution into, like, turn-based is it seems like to me anyways, turn-based is really something that a lot of developers have been turning away from. And being more into a real-time action-based mechanic, instead. I'm fine with either one. I can get into really any kind of RPG mechanic. I don't really have an issue with it. I can find most mechanics to be fun as long as it's incorporated well. But I respect it. I know not everybody's a fan of turn-based stuff, so Xbox Game Pass and Xbox Game Pass Ultimate are both available via Xbox One, Series S and X, and PC for $10 and $15 a month, respectively. For more coverage on the subscription service and all things Xbox, including not just the latest rumors, but the latest official news as well. Click meow. Here. Steam users are surprised with a limited time freebie, chat. Steam users have been surprised with a limited time freebie for one of 2023's biggest releases, at least when measured by noteworthiness, because while the game in question had lots of attention and eyeballs, it doesn't look like many of these eyeballs clicked the purchase button. That said, those eyeballs did purchase Forspoken will be happy to know an additional bit of content has been made free, at least on Steam. Gross. Okay, whatever, dude. A nice debate with the title, you buttholes. Comic book, you guys suck, dude. More specifically, for a limited time, all those playing the game on Steam can download the Forspoken Cat's Meow Cloak for free. No strings attached. The cutoff for this deal is February 16th, though. So if you're reading this after February 16th, so 4 more days, you've missed the boat. According to Steam listing for the item, it's a cloak clearly put together with cat fanatics in mind that grants the wearer power. For those that don't know, Forspoken is an action RPG from developer Luminous Productions and publisher Square Enix. It is the sophomore effort of the former who made its debut in 2016 with Final Fantasy XV. The game was released in January 24th via PC and PS5. Nothing else. It is a console exclusive, and it is from the team behind Final Fantasy XV, meaning it was a fairly substantial release when it happened. However, it failed to ultimately live up to the expectations these two things set. On PS5, the game has a 65 on Metacritic, and on PC, it has a 67 on Metacritic. How the game has sold, we don't know, but silence is usually telling, and the game's lackluster Steam performance and its lackluster performance at various retail markets suggest it's going to come up short on this side of the business as well. That said, if you're enjoying the game on Steam, make sure to claim this freebie before it's gone, because once it's gone, it's likely gone for good. These types of promos rarely ever repeat. Yeah, I don't know. You get a freebie if you own the game on PC, on Steam. Apparently, this game has a significant amount of issues in performance on PC, though. So probably people that started playing the game on PC are kind of done with it by this point, I would guess. I don't know. But if you have the game and you're enjoying it, I guess, which I don't think too many people have with this kind of score, go get your Meow Cloak, I guess. I don't know. If you need it, I'll throw it in chat. I was really worried about this game before it came out. I saw too many issues through the development process that were kind of indicative of it probably not being a great title to play on release or buy into pre-ordering and stuff. Usually holds true, man. PlayStation Store makes 90 rated PS4 game just $2.50. You can download a critically acclaimed PS4 game for just $2.50 US, courtesy of a new PlayStation Store sale. On top of this, its equally critically acclaimed successor is on sale for just $5. In other words, you can get two critically acclaimed PS4 games for a combined $7.50. The two games, Limbo and Inside. Okay, yeah, we talked about this yesterday. Yes, both from the same developer, right? Both are supposed to be very, very good games. Think about Little Nightmares. They're like kind of dark, ominous, side-scrolling kind of games. Not from the same developer as Little Nightmares, but if you know what Little Nightmares is, then that should give you a bit of an idea as to what you could experience in something like Limbo or Inside, or both of these titles, okay? They are very highly rated, okay? Inside specifically at a 93 on Metacritic, and Limbo at a 90, okay? But pretty good prices right here on these titles. We kind of hit on this yesterday as well, so I'm not going to dive into it big time, but there's the article if you want to take a look, okay? Last article I have for the day, and then I'm going to move on to going to sleep for the rest of the day. Sorry. No gaming content today, dude. I've got to try to rest up and sleep this thing off. I'm a hot mess. So I'm sorry. I don't like not gaming, but dude, I've been doing short streams and trying to rest and sleep this thing off, and it's really got me beat up, man. So I wanted to at least get the gaming news in this morning. That's what I'm doing, and I am not going to do gaming content today. Hopefully tomorrow I will feel better. I keep thinking I'm going to be better the next day, and it's not happening. So I'm going to try to sleep all day long and just get rid of this thing. But this is the last article. If you guys have anything to add, let me know, and we'll talk about it before we kill the stream for the day and everybody just rests. Okay. Starfield report leaks June release date. Starfield is currently scheduled to release sometime between now and the end of June. Thanks, Ghost. This is the official window Bethesda and Xbox have provided for the Xbox Series X and S and PC game. However, there's been an increasing number of rumors and an increasing amount of speculation suggesting the game will not be hitting this window, which makes a new report from industry insider Jez Corden even more notable. The report has pinned the game to hit this window right at the end of June. Speaking during the Xbox 2 podcast, Corden had the following to say. A lot of people think they may tie Starfield's launch date to International Space Day. I'm of the opinion that Starfield is going to drop in June. I think Starfield is going to drop in June. The latest information I have suggests June to me. Are you sure? What? When? June? Was it June? June? Are you sure? June? 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 Yeah. Thanks, Ferret. Yeah. I mean, it's just so weird, dude, that like I could feel something coming on for like a few days. I could feel it. And I slept a lot, dude. I rested up a bunch and I thought I kicked it. And I was good. I was like good for a couple days. And then all of a sudden, dude, I just got destroyed by it. So yeah, it feels bad, dude. I don't like not streaming. It really, really, it irks me really bad. It makes me feel really bad whenever I'm not streaming, man. So I've been trying to push through this thing, but I'm at a point right now where I feel like I need to just take the day. So that's what I'm going to do. Yeah. I appreciate it, dude. Yeah. As you can see, this almost reads like a prediction, but then the last sentence mentions latest information, suggesting that if it's a prediction, it's at least informed by information not available to the public. That said, it's worth noting that this was said in a podcast, somewhat offhand, and not mentioned in an official report. In other words, there's nothing very committal here. Further, it's worth noting that Corden has been off the mark in the past. He has also proven reliable in the past, but like many industry insiders, there have been instances where he's been off the mark, whether due to faulty information or due to things changing over time, as they often do. In other words, remember to take everything here with a grain of salt, or 2 grains of salt. Maybe even 3 grains of salt. You know what I'm saying? At the moment of publishing, this speculation has not been addressed by Bethesda or Xbox in any capacity, because they're not going to say anything until they're ready to say something, okay? We don't anticipate this to change for a variety of reasons, but if it does, we'll be sure to update the story accordingly. Officially, Starfield is set to release sometime this year via PC and Xbox Series X and S. A June release date is unofficial. Yeah. My thought process here is that, we're probably going to get it sometime right around the middle of summer. That's what I would figure. That's what I kind of been thinking the whole time. But, as soon as Xbox and Bethesda are ready to let us know exactly when this is going to drop, we'll find out. I guarantee you. Here's the thing. We're supposed to be on this front, okay? We got nothing out of Starfield during that January 25th Xbox Bethesda showcase, right? Where Hi-Fi Rush dropped. And we got more about Redfall and that kind of stuff. Nothing came out about Starfield. And we knew leading up to that we weren't going to get anything on Starfield, because they've announced that in the near future we're going to get a standalone Starfield showcase, right? So, this information here, along with the fact that we know we're going to be getting some kind of dedicated Starfield showcase in the near future, let's just hold off, because also, look, they're talking about a release for Starfield in June, right? You know what else happens in June? The end of the first week and through the beginning of the second week of June are summer showcases. All right? That's when all of the summer big developers and publishers show off all of their in-work stuff, right? So that's something else to note here. If they're actually releasing this in June, and at the end of June, then we're probably going to get some pretty good information leading up to it in the coming months, with a standalone showcase for Starfield, as well as the summer showcases are going to be coming right at the end of the first week, beginning of the second week of June, right? That's when these summer showcases hit. So, dude, fair at me either. The only time, again, see, I'm not hyped for this game. I'm anticipating seeing if Bethesda can actually release quality content anymore. That's the only thing for me about Bethesda, which is the same as what a lot of companies have become for me. You know what I mean? There are a lot of companies for me that have become these kind of juggernauts in the gaming world, big AAA that once upon a time I used to get real hyped about their games. And nowadays I'm more just anticipation. It's more anticipation for me than anything to see what the games release like. Like Square Enix, Bethesda, Blizzard, those kinds of companies, dude, I don't get hyped about their games anymore. I just don't. I can't. You did pre-order Tears of the Kingdom. How'd you feel about that $70 price point, dog? The thing is, I'm planning on playing Tears of the Kingdom on release as well, so I'll probably end up pre-ordering that as well. And that's what I was getting ready to get at. Doing what I do every day for the channel and for this community, if we have, we build a schedule and we have enough people. Oh, solid. Good for you, brother. Good for you. Yeah, I'm not a fan of that price either. Nintendo's trying to play it off like everything's cool. Don't worry about it. It's not cool, dude. It's bad. If there are enough, it's just like what we are doing right now with Hogwarts Legacy, right? So, with Hogwarts Legacy, I was excited about this game, but I was a little bit worried about what the PC version was going to be like, about what the game was going to be like overall. I think it's got really good content in it, but obviously the PC version is not very optimized. And usually that's the case. If a version's not going to be very good, it's usually the PC version, unfortunately. I don't do a lot of pre-ordering anymore, especially from companies that I've been burnt by before. You know, fool me once, shame on me, right? Fool me twice. Or fool me once, shame on you. Fool me twice, shame on me, right? So I try not to like let a company burn me again, right? So if a developer has gotten me once, I try not to let a developer get me again. And so Avalanche won't get me again, dude. They won't get me again. Until I see a track record of them showing over the future, you know, of being able to release good games on PC that are optimized, I won't pre-order from them again, you know, and that's it sucks, man, but that's kind of where it goes for me. And for what I do here in streaming games and trying to show people in the community, if there are enough people that are really interested in seeing a game on release, then that's what I feel like my job is for everybody, you know, especially the people in this community that are always a part of this community. If people are really interested in seeing what a game's going to be like on release, that's my job. You know, I feel obligated to do that for you guys. So that's what I'm doing right now for Hogwarts Legacy. And, you know, I'll continue to do that as long as there's a consensus about wanting to see a game on release. And I'm doing that for Tears of the Kingdom too, you know. So now Tears of the Kingdom was a good game, or Breath of the Wild was a good game. And I think Tears of the Kingdom is going to be a good game. But I have significant reservations about Nintendo, and like a lot of what we just read about in that article we read in the news segment just a bit ago is very well written. It brings up a lot of issues, and I've been talking about some of these issues specifically about Nintendo. You know, Nintendo's like, oh yeah, well, you don't have to worry because it's only like our tier 1 games are the only ones that are going to be at $70. Man, that's a lot of games that are going to be at $70. And not only that, but those games don't come down in price hardly ever. So those games are going to be games that remain at a $70 price point forever. Trying to get those games on sale is incredibly hard. And then it's like, okay, well, Tears of the Kingdom comes out now, and then another year from now, we're going to have a new console. And so buying it is like, what? We'll be able to play it on this Switch, but when the new console comes out, we'll have to go buy the game again if we want to play it on the new console. You know, that sucks, dude. That sucks. Because they suck at backwards compatibility. So you're gonna buy it now, but that's what their play is right now. You know, and that's what they did last gen too. Because you see Mario Kart, you see Breath of the Wild, like those were games that came out on the Wii U, right? And then they come out on the Switch and they're full price again. If you want to play it on the Switch, dude, you got to pay full price. That's exactly what they're doing right now too. They're going to make you pay full price for the games now, and then when the new console comes out in a year to a year and a half, they're going to make you pay full price again if you want the game for the new console. Well, on consoles in general, Xbox is the best. Xbox is the best, and they've got some really good patents that are coming through. It look like they're coming through anyways to even increase backwards compatibility for people. Sony's trash. Sony absolutely has the capability. Aside from PS3 stuff, they're the worst. Aside from PS3, they have the capability to make all their like the PS5 could be backwards compatible for, which it is for PS4, but they can make it PS2 and PS1. They would have to invest a little bit of time and money for the PS3 side of things, but they just don't do it. They just don't want to give it to people. They want people buying those copies of those games again digitally, or they want people buying into subscription service, right? They don't want it to, they don't want to give long-term consumers of their products that capability. They want them buying more. Buy it again. Buy it again. Yeah, or they want me to stop buying. Exactly. See, that's where I'm at with it, too. And that's what drives me crazy. I feel like they should be rewarding people for being longtime consumers by giving backwards compatibility, and they don't, right? Longtime fans and consumers of their products, instead of rewarding them, they just like kind of slap them in the face and go, oh, well, yeah, so you bought it on this console, but now if you want to play it on this console, you're going to have to buy it again. That's trash, dude. That's not the way that should work. I don't care what platform it is, what console it is. That's stupid, which is one of the reasons that PC is better, in my opinion, than console will ever be, because PC is PC, right? You don't have to have, a specific version of PC to play a game. It's like PC is PC, dude. And that's why I love PC. It's one of the big things about PC for me that I love so much is you don't have to worry about the backwards compatibility thing. It's a non-factor. So Nintendo's really one of the worst, Well, and that's the thing. That's actually Ferret. So see, and that's the thing. That's one of the things that they could do. Like, dude, you're telling me that on all these eShops or these like the PS Store or the Nintendo eShop and stuff, that if you purchase it at all on that shop digitally, you should be able to own it and play it on any platform. It shouldn't matter what platform you bought it for. It should give it to you for whatever console you want to play it on. You know what I'm saying? But it doesn't work that way. Yeah? And that's the way it should work. But it doesn't. Because they want you to keep buying it for each additional console that comes out. Now, this is one of the things I'm talking about. Xbox has a really good patent in right now. They're already doing a really good job with backwards compatibility for their consoles, but they're even working on the ability to put in discs into the optical drive of the Xbox. Now, this isn't a mechanic that is actually functioning yet, but there's a patent in for it, where you would put your old school Xbox games into the optical drive. It would read it and go, this is this Xbox game. You now own the digital copy of this game on whatever platform you want to play it on, Xbox platform or PC or whatever that it is playable on. You own that digital copy of that game for this set amount of time. And then once that set amount of time's up, you have to scan that game again. They're like, yo, your time's up. If you want to play this game again, you have to confirm to us that you still own that game. You know what I mean? The 4K upgrade pack. What are you talking about, Ghost? So that's another way in which Xbox is just kind of leading the way as far as backwards compatibility goes, and that's great. That's the way it should be. Finding ways to reward your long-time consumers for being a part of your consumer base, Yeah, so Ferret, me too. I always hated Xbox because their hardware was trash. PS4 disc doesn't have 4K, right, or am I wrong? I don't know about that, dude. I don't have a PS4. What I have been telling people is if you're having issues with backwards compatibility, go find yourself a Model 1 PS3. Model 1 PS3s, now there's some things you need to understand. Model 1 PS3s are backwards compatible with PS2 and PS1. But there's some differences. There were unfortunately, I think, what is it? I have the 80 gig PS3, and the 80 gig PS3 had the software emulation for PS2, which they patched out of it at some point. But there was a 20 gig and like a 60 gig version as well for the first models of the PS3. And those had an actual PS2 emulation hardware chip on them that you couldn't patch out. So if you have one of those originally 20 gig or 60 gig hard drive, and you can upgrade the hard drives in them, it doesn't matter. But they had an actual hardware emulation PS2 chip in them and PS1 chip. Yeah, mine is an 80 gig, and I can only play the PS1 game, so the glass is, I guess, half full. But if you want some backwards compatibility for old school PS stuff, go try to find yourself a Gen 1 PS3, and that can get you some good backwards compatibility with PS1 and PS2 anyways. A lot of people forget about that because the generations after the first gen and stuff, they got to where they didn't have the backwards compatibility in them because PlayStation started going, oh, wait, we shouldn't do this because we're not going to make money off of this, you know. But Ghost, I'm not sure. That's something you need to research, brother. I don't know if the PS4 has the 4K or not. The PS4 Pro might. PS4 Pro might. But I don't know if the PS4 original. And I'm not sure if either one. I quit buying into consoles, dude. After the PS3, I really quit buying into consoles outside of, like, I got a Switch. Oh, for real? Nice, dude. That's funny. And that was me. That was me as well, Ghost or Ferret. The Xbox stuff. I've never been a fan of Xbox because their consoles, were always trash. There was always issues with the optical drives. There was issues with overheating and stuff. And I was like, it's balls, dude. I'm not buying into their stuff anymore. But I'll tell you, the more I've been doing the news, the more I stay, up with what's going on in the industry, the more I align with Xbox, and a lot of it has to do with Phil Spencer, I think. Oh yeah, Red Ring of Death, dude. It was overheat issues. Yeah. Yep. Their heat sinks were way too small in those 360s and stuff. The original Xboxes, there was a ton of optical. My optical drives burn up in mine right now. It was like, I think it was the lens. The lens would die out real quick on the optical drives in the original Xboxes, and the optical drives on those. I think it was the lens, the reader on the arm would die out real quick on those. You'd have to replace them all the time. So, but I'll tell you, man, Phil Spencer, it comes off as a very good business person and also as a true gamer. And I think that's one of the things that really makes me gravitate more towards liking Xbox over any of the other console players right now. And I'm not, I've really gravitated away again since after the PS3, especially. I've really, bye, dude. I've really gravitated away from console quite a bit because a lot of the stuff that we've talked about today, it's just really off-putting for me, Really, 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 really off-putting. But I'll tell you what, dude. I really think we might end up playing some Metroid Prime Remastered coming up. Metroid Prime Remastered is a good play for us to play in the near future, I think. I never got to play that game, and I always wanted to. And now that it's back and it's getting really, really good reviews, too, we might have to pop that thing out and play some Metroid Prime Remastered, baby. Yeah. Wick, Ferret, Ghost, Kayla, everybody. Yeah, dude, it's supposed to be. We read about it this morning, dude. It's getting really, really. It's getting rave reviews right now, dude. They're saying they did a bang up job with the remaster, dude. So I put it on the list. I put it on our schedule for something that we might get played. Who knows, man? Maybe we'll dive into it after Hogwarts. Maybe. We'll see. You guys rock, dude. Oh, yeah. Metroid Dread, too. Yeah. I'll put that on the schedule, too, Doug. Yeah, thanks. Yeah. Thanks, brother. Happy Sunday, guys. Sorry that I feel like crap. Wick, I'm sorry that you got me sick. I'm sorry that you got me sick, Wick. But I hope you guys have a great rest of your Sunday. Thanks for the thanks for all the good talks and helping me to have such a great time doing what I love to do here, man. It was a great news segment. Thanks, buddy. I appreciate it, dude. And we'll be back at it tomorrow, man. Sorry there's no gaming stuff today. I just feel real beat up, dude. So, you guys have a great rest of your weekend. Cool. Same time tomorrow, man. 6 a.m. CST. We'll do February 13th edition of Video Gaming News, and then we'll get back into Hogwarts Legacy. So we'll do more gaming content tomorrow. Stay healthy, stay safe, be kind. You guys are amazing. I'll see you tomorrow. Bye, guys.